Hello Rivian and EV fans! In the previous video I talked about some of the off the beaten path charging stations, showing how Rivian is, true to its word, catering to adventurers. Today I'm going to take it one step further and highlight one stop in particular that is actually on an interstate that will also help make the case. And while I'm at it, I'll show you an amazing reason why off-road enthusiasts should care about this stop. So a few weekends ago, we took the kids from Denver to Santa Fe, New Mexico for a little getaway. Nowadays, whenever I take a road trip, I have my eyes open to how the trip would go in an EV. Of course, I force my family to stop and investigate the spots with me where the fast charger stations are installed or planned. Like this.
Across the way.
This.
Here I am in Trinidad. Here,
This.
Tesla station, also Trinidad.
But when doing this, we noticed one thing. The Rivian stop was not in the same spot as Tesla and Electrify America. Walsenburg. This was a bit of a head scratcher. No offense to the Walsenburgers, but Trinidad, a bit larger and more services and only 37 miles away, would make a more logical stop. Tesla stops in Trinidad, Electrify America stops in Trinidad. So of course I made the family stop in Walsenburg to figure out what's up.
Okay, here we are above the town of Walsenburg in south central Colorado. You can see the beautiful mountains in the background. It's really gorgeous. Now what's interesting about this spot is that there isn't an Electrify America or a Tesla station here. There's one in Pueblo just north, there's one in Trinidad just to the south, but why would Rivian put a network here? Oliver, you want to explain why?
Because there's a national park almost 40 miles away called Great Sand Dunes.
Great Sand Dunes National Park is about 40 miles that way. The Highway 160 crosses right here in Walsenburg, so that's an interesting nod to those adventuring types. Besides, it's really beautiful here.
There's this place called Medano Pass, Primitive Road, and you have to have highway legal cars to go in there. So no ATVs, but you can four-wheel drive in the national park, so that's why people go there. That's why you take a Rivian there.
Did you say Primitive Road?
Medano Pass, Primitive Road.
Okay, you had me at Primitive Road, but more on that in a minute. Side note, Robin had no way of knowing this at the time, but the pronunciation is Medano, which is Spanish for sand dunes. And yes, my 6-year-old is a pretty good driver, especially when she's hopped up on Starburst. Now, if you're a Rivian fan and you don't know about Great Sand Dunes National Park in southern Colorado, it's time you know. If you live in Colorado, you need to know about this. If you don't, here's a great reason to bring your Rivian for a visit. Great Sand Dunes National Park and Preserve boasts 233 square miles of awesome adventuring possibilities, the tallest sand dunes in North America, as well as some beautiful scenery, wildlife, and alpine adventuring. And oh yeah, a beach!
The creek flows around the base of the dunes.
Great Sand Dunes looks like a fun playground, which in and of itself makes it worth a visit, but it also has one very tantalizing feature, which I'm sure Rivian knew about when they planned the charging stop in Walsenburg: Medano Pass. Okay, consider this the first in our 4x4 off-road routes I must take with the kids series. This pass looks amazing. I haven't done it yet, but we will. I mean, how can you pass up a route that has this name as one of its parking stops? It's a rough 22-mile road which goes over a 10,000-foot pass. For highway legal 4x4s only, sorry ATVs, you're out. This is how I see it working. Charge up in Walsenburg to full, head down Highway 160 to the national park, tool around in the sand dunes for a bit, then head up the pass, past the point of no return, and pick one of the 21 campsites along the 22-mile route, finish the route in the morning, head back home. I did a little research, found a couple of videos that show the terrain of the pass. I'll add the links into the description. So discovering this connection made me realize that Rivian owners are getting two things out of this. Yes, this stop is still on a road to Albuquerque or Phoenix, but this station also enables this uniquely Rivian adventure. Currently, there's no Tesla that can make it through this pass, and the location of this charging station is also a sign of Rivian's confidence in the off-roading capability of the R1. We've driven this stretch of I-25 a bunch of times, never stopped in Walsenburg, and never even knew about Great Sand Dunes. But thanks to Rivian's Adventure Network plan, we've discovered a new place we need to go. And we're looking forward to putting the Rivian to the test. In fact, the Rivian plan not only enables adventure, but it actually invites it. I love that. It was an interesting weekend. Bandolier, a respect for the past, Meow Wolf, modern playground, and dreaming about Rivian, which feels to me like a taste of the future. Thanks for joining. Please subscribe, like the video, ring the bell. Everything helps. See you in the next video.
That's right.